Hi everyone, I'm Tandy Gutierrez, and this is a mini vid tutorial for neck stretches and neck openers and some strengtheners at the end, okay? So we all know that our body is a holistic thing, and one speaks to the other and things feed one into the next, but sometimes certain areas need a little more attention in order to balance, and balancing means either creating more mobility and flexibility or strength. Right? So all these things go hand in hand. There isn't one little batch of movement that's a complete cure-all for everything. We wish there were, but there's not. And so this is just a highlighted neck experience for you. Stretches. Things get tight, they get funky sometimes. And this series can be unbelievably relieving for those of you that suffer with headaches and migraines and this tension that runs through this quadrant. Okay? So I have a yoga strap. You could use a hand towel, a scarf, or a belt if you don't have one, and a Pilates magic circle. If you don't have a magic circle, that's okay. You would just kind of skip the end of these exercises, but it's really great to have them because they can work the neck and strengthen the neck in a very interesting way that you just can't replace with something else. Okay, so starting in a tall seated position, inhale to lift that belly button up underneath the rib cage. Exhale to hold it there high and tight and roll the shoulders down and back. You're going to start with your yoga strap, and it's a shoulder opener, shoulder flossing, and you're going to go forward and back with it, okay? Because they're so connected and intertwined that what's going on in the shoulders definitely affects the neck and vice versa, okay? So you're going to start with the hands a little wider than shoulder distance apart, and you're going to try to keep them totally straight as they go forward and back. You could use a resistance band as well for this, and it has a nice little give to it that makes it feel a little kinder. If you cannot manage these without it feeling like this kooky swim, take the arms wider, okay? Because you can. That's the goal, is to get them into that straight position. If you've got more mobility in the shoulder girdle, then they can go more narrow together, okay? But proceed slowly and carefully. Shoulders move in 360 degrees, which is like awesome, but they're also the most injured joint in the body because often they're, allowed to do things that they don't have the strength to support, okay? So one more back and one more front. There you go. And then put the strap down. Okay. From here, good old basic stretches, okay? Let your ear fall towards your shoulder and just leave it there. Let gravity do the job. Keep the torso and the core nice and tall and stable. Don't let it collapse because you won't get as much out of the stretch, okay? Then if you want or need a little bit more, that hand comes to the side of the head and gently pulls open. So the body is a little beautiful thing, right? You give it a pillow or a little bit of touch, and it goes, kind of melts open. So when you can't get to a licensed massage therapist and you can't get somebody else to really help, be your own helping hand, right? Then take the head and turn it. So you look down towards your thigh, keeping the core nice and tight, same thing. Hand's gonna move more towards the back. Squeeze down in the armpit though, take the shoulder away from the ear, and you can create a little bit of traction here of pressing up in the head and down with the hand. But the press up comes from your core. It's supported in the whole body. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it float up. And then other side, drop the ear, and if that's enough, leave it there. If you want to see if you can give it a little more space, a little bit more opening, squeeze down in the armpit. So the goal is not to stretch this and then compromise all this over here. Squeeze down in the armpit, create space, and give it that little release, right? Try not to hold the breath, but keep the core nice and tall and solid. And then you're going to turn to look down towards your thigh and move the hand to the back. Squeeze down in the armpit to create that space between your ear and your shoulder. Watch that you're not kicking out through the low back in this position. A little gentle shift to the sits bones. And you can press into the hand with your head and the hand into the head. But it powers from that lift in the core. 3, 2, 1, and let it float, okay? And then good old traction. Lace the fingers together, put them behind the head and neck. So it goes at the occipital lobe. It's where the dent is in your skull where it meets your neck, okay? Slide the shoulders in and down, elbows in, drop the chin towards your chest. Then press the head to hands and the hands to head. I want you to feel like the hands press into your head because you're squeezing down in the armpits so strongly. Lift up in the abdominals. The lift up in the abdominals, imagine the belly button pressing out through the back of the skull, and the squeeze down and the traction in the neck coming from the armpit, the crossroads of the lats and the shoulder girdle. 3, 2, 1, and let it float. Okay? Then my favorite little party trick. You're going to turn to one side and look as far as you can. Take your hand to your cheek and your cheek to your hand. Squeeze down in the armpit. Try not to rotate your torso. It's a hard thing to tell if you're doing or not, but you just look as far as you can. Then press head to hand, hand to head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hand, let your head float back. Magic, right? Okay, other side. So you look as far as you can. You do hand to cheek and cheek to hand. Squeeze down in the armpit and then push. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it float and release. Okay, you're going to do it again on the other side. So you're going to look and you're going to go, oh, it feels so much freer, right? And then cheek to hand, hand to cheek, press. Squeeze down in the armpit. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's not that you're going to turn into a little owl. It's a PNF stretch. It's that proprio neuromuscular, like it overloads it to give it an over release. It tricks it, right? In a constructive way. So other side, look, hand to cheek, cheek to hand, press. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let it float. Okay, and come back. Good. Then one hand goes all the way out, spread the fingertips really wide, turn the palm to the back of the room, and then take that hand back behind you best you can. So it may be down by your sacrum, down by your tush, or maybe it'll come up to that shoulder blade line. Like ladies, it's right at the bottom of the bra line, which makes it kind of nice. Watch that the wing doesn't drop, right? Roll the shoulder down and back, squeeze down in the armpit best you can. That in itself may be like, whoa, chest and shoulder opener, okay? From here, then you can take the ear away from it and you go, oh, yeah, okay. And then to deepen that a little bit, hand can go on top of the head and gently, gentle. Like you don't need to pull. It's just kind of like the thought of the hand being there gives it that opening and that permission to open and relax. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let it float. Okay? And then other side. So the hand goes out, spread the fingers as wide as you can. Turn the palm to the back, okay? And then tuck that hand back behind you best you can wherever it'll go. At its highest point, it's going to be at the shoulder blade. Okay? Roll your little wing, little bird wing, down and back, pull the abdominals up and in, okay? So you want to make sure that we're taking care of all of the body while we're trying to open in the neck and the scalings in particular. So let the ear fall. That might be quite enough for everyone, okay? And then if you want to, that hand can go. Keep rolling that shoulder down and back. It's not a simple task, but it's very much worth it. And that's what keeps things healthy and happy and supple and not pulling something else in another place. That can be the thing, right? Like if your body's tight and you're trying to open up one area because there's bad alignment trying to get leverage on it, then you can create trouble in another place. You don't want that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then unravel. We want the do no harm techniques around here, right? Then you're gonna make some circles, but imagine that your head is like a little orange on top of a pencil, okay? And that it's not smashing and trying to fall off the pencil or break the pencil tip, that it rotates and orbits around the top. So your chin is really never near your chest, it's just rotating on top. So the occipital lobe is gonna rotate essentially around your spine. One more, and then you'll go the other way. Other direction. So they may feel very awkward, right? Because you're like, oh, usually I just let this fall and crunch. No, it's about space and length. So feel regal and tall, and you know, like you got a whole planet sitting on top of that spine. What you do? One more. Okay, and then let your head float up. Roll the shoulders down and back. Okay, so that in and of itself is useful for the neck without any other, you know, accoutrements, so to speak. But if you have Pilates Magic Circle, here we go. Now we head into the strengthening portion of it. So if a muscle is tight, typically it means it's weak, right? Because it's spasming to do the work that you asked it to do, or it's trying to pick up because another muscle group didn't do their job. So you need to unravel it. You do need to stretch and open them because they're like wounded and hurt and scared. And you gotta go, it's okay, it's okay. Then once they've been opened and released and are like, oh, I feel good again, then you want to strengthen them in that open and released place, so to speak, okay? So Pilates Magic Circle, it goes on the side of the head. Open palm on the other side. Roll the shoulders down and back, lift through your core. It's also a core exercise because you're gonna resist this, right? So you're going to just press and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then to the other side. So it's just a really classic bit of tension, right, to create strength, a little isometric press, right? So from here, take an inhale, exhale, gentle press, okay? You don't want to stress out the neck completely, but it needs that challenge, right? And then try not to shift through your core because it's getting challenged by not shifting either. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then start the presses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? And then bring it down. So then we're gonna take the padded part to the front of your forehead, and it will help strengthen the neck also, okay? So padded part goes to the forehead. Immediate part of the palms go to the outside part. Roll the shoulders down and back, lift through your core. You're gonna take an inhale. Exhale just to press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle presses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Okay, so that is your mini vid tutorial neck series. So there's stretch and strengtheners for the ultimate healing, right? In healing, you want to find balance between mobility and flexibility and strength. You need both, and if one overrides the other, then you got trouble in the physical body, right? So hopefully these things, if you integrate them 4 to 6 times a week, like a little homework series, then the changes and the beauty and the magic of it really start to happen. A one-off every once in a while can be great for a stretch and go, oh, I just kind of slept funky, right? But if there are chronic issues with the neck or with migraines and headaches in general, not saying that they all come from the neck, but it certainly is going to help the whole healing process to tend to those areas. Okay, so if you have any questions, like, share, subscribe to the channel, ask your questions down below, and if you're interested in really daily workouts and weekly workouts with me, you can head over to tandygutierrez.com and find out how.